ABC Listen. Podcasts, radio, news, music and more.
Hi, I'm Fran.
And I'm PK, and the Party Room is back for 2025.
Bigger and better than ever, PK.
It's going to be a huge year in politics, but Fran and I are here to tell you what you need to know.
And every week we'll be joined by a guest to analyse all of the big political news from inside and outside the Canberra bubble.
It's called the Party Room. You can find it on the ABC Listen app.
See you, PK. See you, Fran. The police body cam vision has been beamed around the world after being played in a London court. It shows Sam Kerr calling a police constable effing stupid and white. Now the football star is on trial for racially harassing him. Today, host of the Sports Ambassador podcast, Tracey Holmes, walks us through the case. I'm Sam Hawley on Gadigal land in Sydney. This is ABC News Daily.
Sam, anything to say about today? How are you feeling?
Matildas captain Sam Kerr has gone on trial in a London court after pleading not guilty to racially aggravated harassment of a police officer.
The incident is alleged to have occurred more than 2 years ago in Twickenham in southwest London. The police officer involved was responding to a complaint about a taxi fare.
If she is found guilty, the maximum penalty for this offence is 26 weeks in jail.
Tracey, let's talk about the trial in London first of all and what's unfolded so far. This incident involving Sam Kerr occurred early in the morning on January the 30th, 2023 in southwest London. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so it's taken a while, hasn't it, to get to this point. What we know is that Sam Kerr and her partner, who is a US footballer, Christy Mewis, according to the prosecution, they'd been drinking on a night out. The court was told that their behaviour on the subsequent taxi journey home led to the driver calling the police, who complained, saying they were trying to break a window. It's alleged Sam Kerr had vomited. The driver was then advised to drive to the Twickenham police station, where PC Stephen Lovell then encountered the taxi outside the station at 2:20 a.m.
All right, so they've gone to the Twickenham police station. Then they've gone inside, of course, and this is where a verbal altercation with PC Lovell occurs. Tell me about that, about the police body cam footage that was shown in court.
Yeah, so this was on day one of the court case. We saw Sam Kerr and Christy Mewis having an emotional debate with PC Lovell. Kerr and Mewis repeatedly say they were concerned that they were being taken hostage by the taxi driver and that fear had led them to smash the window as they tried to escape. Kerr grows increasingly frustrated when she tells the officer that they tried to call police when the taxi began driving in a different direction to their home, but that they'd hung up on her.
Did you stay on the phone long enough to even speak to someone? That's the thing.
They hung up on us.
Okay, but they wouldn't do that though.
PC Lovell said that they wouldn't do that, which Kerr, responded then, "Oh my God, you guys are effing stupid and white."
They wouldn't do that. You should have spoken to the...
Stupid and white. Honestly, you guys are stupid and white.
Okay.
I'm looking you in the eyes. I'm looking you in the eyes.
So...
stupid.
And then adding, "This is the world's effing problem."
I'm over this. This is the world problem.
She later acknowledges they may not have had the right number when they were trying to call police because they say they are international and got confused about which number to actually call.
Wait on the call. Wait on the call. Wait on the call.
All right. I'll go over at the moment then at 3:17. You're under arrest for criminal damage because there's an allegation that you've smashed that taxi window. You're also under arrest for racially aggravated public order for the comments that you've said. So the reason, that's fine, the reason for your arrest was for a prompt...
One of the original charges was for criminal damage. That charge was then dropped after Sam, in fact, paid for the damages to fix the car.
Yes, okay, so the body cam vision shows the police officer arresting Kerr for suspected racial aggravated harassment and criminal damage. And as you say, that was actually dropped later on.
Yeah, but it's worth noting, I think, that Kerr wasn't actually charged then. The Crown Prosecution Service received a statement in July of 2023, but declined to charge her, stating that the threshold for harassment, alarm or distress had not been met. So in PC Lovell's initial victim impact statement, he didn't mention Kerr's words had caused any sort of personal impact on him or him having felt affected by those words. But police lodged an appeal. And in December 2023, PC Lovell then submitted a second witness statement, this time saying how he felt after being called stupid and white. And that was almost 11 months after the incident had taken place, and that detail had been missing in the first statement. So he said being called stupid and white made him feel shocked, upset, and left him feeling humiliated.
Right, so almost a full year after the incident, PC Lovell lodged this second statement to the prosecutor detailing this humiliation that he felt at being called white and stupid. And we know then the prosecutor gave police the authorisation to charge Miss Kerr on December 12, 2023, so really sometime later. So what then, Tracey, has PC Lovell told the court?
Yeah, under cross-examination, Sam Kerr's defence attorney, Grace Forbes, said the second statement was a deliberate attempt to secure a charge. PC Lovell denied that. Grace Forbes also put to Lovell that he was claiming to have experienced humiliation purely to get a criminal charge across the line. The police constable also denied knowing that Kerr played for Australia in the Women's World Cup.
All right. And Sam Kerr, of course, she also took to the stand during the week. She told the court she believed police were treating her differently because of her skin colour. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the 31-year-old told the court she believed she was being treated differently because of that, and that's why she called PC Lovell stupid and white. She didn't mean to harass him. She told the court that she identifies as white Anglo-Indian. She said PC Lovell was arresting her for damage, even though Christy had said 5 times that it was her who had caused the damage. She said she felt Police Constable Lovell had no idea about the power and privilege he had in that moment of her life. She said the PC had dismissed her concerns about a British woman, Sarah Everard, who'd been raped and killed by a police officer while walking home in Clapham in southwest London in 2021. She said it showed he'd never had to experience or think about what could happen to you as a female, and that she'd been terrified for her life in the taxi, stating that her and Mewers were being held against their will.
And Tracey, Sam Kerr's defence lawyer told the court that no one denies the words were said, but it's the intent that matters. She said, when you look at all the evidence, you'll see that Sam Kerr did not feel hostile towards the PC because he was white. And the recording of her during a police interview she had reveals that she did apologise later.
It was very, very threatening. I've never been in a situation like that where a taxi driver has locked the door and drove 2 females around for 15, 20 minutes without letting us go, and that's why I felt so angry and so upset. And I apologise again to all 3 because there was more than just him there.
In court, she's also said that it was difficult to watch the original footage back. It was hard to, reconcile the person she is with what she saw on that video.
well, Tracey, let's leave that case there for a moment because I want to talk more broadly with you about this idea of reverse racism. What is that, first of all?
Well, it's heavily debated in
Yes.
various contexts, as you know. So it's a term sometimes used to describe situations where white people believe they are negatively stereotyped or discriminated against because of their whiteness or treated less favourably than people of colour. So many people will argue you can't be racially abused if you're from a dominant white majority because of the traditional power imbalance that, that group has held. But that is also changing as the world changes. And, we see that neither disadvantage nor power resides with specific racial groups.
And according to British law, the British Crime and Disorder Act, to be found guilty of racially aggravated harassment, the conduct would have to have caused or intended to cause alarm or distress.
Yes, so an offence is racially or religiously aggravated under that Act if the offender demonstrates hostility towards the victim based on his or her membership or presumed membership of a certain racial or religious group, or if the offence is wholly or partly motivated by racial or religious hostility. I did an interview when this story first broke with Great Britain's former DPP, Max Hill KC, and he explained that under public order legislation, causing harassment, alarm or distress is a legitimate charge. And if it's racially or religiously based, then it becomes more serious.
Offence. And racial aggravation means that you are, in, let's say, the words you use, demonstrating hostility towards another person based on their membership of a racial group. And there are many ways in which that can be committed, but that is the aggravated offence. So it's still a public order offence, but when it comes to conviction and then sentence, there can be a slightly more serious sentence.
All right. Okay. So, Tracey, let's return to the Kerr case then briefly. It's still, of course, unfolding in London. She's one of the best soccer players in the world, which is why, of course, it is getting so much attention.
Yeah, and I think not just one of the best soccer players in the world or football players in the world, but she's also captain of the team that is most revered in Australian circles, and that, of course, is the Matildas. She's been out injured for the best part of a year, and this incident with the cabbie and the police happened prior to the FIFA World Cup in 2023. But nobody, including Football Australia, knew anything about this until a plea hearing about a year ago. So the incident and her lockup was kept very quiet, kept from football officials at the time, and they were unaware that any of this had even happened. So at the moment, Kerr's recovering from surgery still. That's been almost a year. She's been training with her club, although her training is not as part of the team because she's got her own individualised training given that recovery process still. And when fit enough, no doubt, she's going to be considered for the Matildas team again, although it's unknown whether she'll return as captain.
All right. Well, just tell me then, Tracey, what do you think the wider significance of this case is for the sport, if any?
Well, we've seen cases in other sports where national captains have lost their position of leadership. Two captains of the men's cricket team, for example, Steve Smith for his role in Sandpaper Gate, Tim Payne for his role in a sexting incident. So there are questions about whether we judge male and female athletes differently, how a sponsor's going to view the Kerr trial and whether there may be damage to what has been that much-loved Matildas brand, and whether we should or shouldn't expect more from our national captains. And I'm sure that's something that everybody has an opinion on.
Tracey Holmes is the host of the Sports Ambassador podcast. This episode was produced by Sydney Peed and Cara Jensen-McKinnon. Audio production by Sam Dunn. Our supervising producer is David Cody. I'm Sam Hawley. ABC News Daily will be back again on Monday. Thanks for listening.